Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror PSA presented by Scary Nerd, and as always, we are your hosts. I'm Paul.
I'm Saul.
And I'm Angie.
The following is a public service announcement.
Newlyweds and their 3 kids move into a large house where a mass murder was committed. They start to experience strange, inexplicable manifestations which have strong effects on everyone living or visiting the house. That's right, we watched the 1979 horror film, The Amityville Horror, starring James Brolin and Margot Kidder.
Yes, this is the one where the house acts like a controlling boyfriend.
Yes.
The controlling boyfriend?
The controlling
that's what you're
boyfriend.
equating
The
it to?
abusive boyfriend, yes.
Except the one thing I don't get is why the house talked only once.
Only once. The house was a real dick. The house did not like these people.
Yeah, the house only yelled at Father Delaney, so
Tells them to get out.
Get out.
he's the only one. I guess the house that's the only person the house wanted to actually get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
everyone else was like got sick and everything, but for somehow I almost equate it to.
The house hated Father Delaney.
I almost
Real
equate it
grudge.
to, for some reason, because it was on the other day, at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy when he was able to hold the stone for longer. And then he's like, so Father Delaney was the only one that was able to stand the house for long enough. So the house was like, get out.
Get out. Yeah, no.
To me, that just proved to me it was more of the house hated him from the get-go. And it slowly started hating everybody else. Like, okay, I'm going to see if I can live with these people. And then it was like, nope, you're all horrible. I want you out.
See, it's like a controlling boyfriend. It starts off all nice and it seems perfect and it's a good deal. And then you get into it and you're like, wait, but I like to go out and do things. And it's like, nope, you're staying in this house forever. We're all going to die here.
1979. How much did they pay for that house? $8,000?
80,000.
80,000?
Yeah.
80,000 for that fucking giant ass house where you get all of that.
Yeah, and the scene where he's like, wait, does that comes with it too? Like, oh yeah, you get that garden house, the boat house.
I know.
Like,
Why can't I just find a cheap, affordable,
Was it a-
huge house with possibly a gate to
lakefront or
hell
riverfront?
in
That
the
was,
basement?
I'm pretty sure it was a lake.
Still, though, 80,000 for that type of house?
I don't know though. They were in New York. It could have been. I think they said it was a river.
Oh,
Whatever it was, you get waterfront property.
What are those things?
you get-
What are those things where it's like it's a side like offshoot lake of a river?
Yeah, there you
like-
go.
And you get a giant ass house with an extra house that they said they can turn into a guest house.
I think it was funny when they were sitting there. They had that moment where they go up into the attic or whatever, and the real estate agent's like, "All right, well, I'll be downstairs in the kitchen. You guys want to look around?" And they both sit down. They're like, "It's a great deal if people weren't fucking murdered here."
Yeah.
They're like, "Well, at least you knew. I guess. You knew what you were getting into."
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
this movie set up my unrealistic expectation of when I moved into adulthood that there would be lots of houses that were ex-murder houses that possibly had gates of hell in the basement for really affordable prices. So
yeah, where are they now?
Where
'Cause
are
we're in
they?
We're in a real estate crunch.
I'm not gonna lie. I could be in the market for a gates of hell, really good deal,
I could take a
possible
murder
house. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, if
lowers
it's,
the value by what?
And where? Yeah, and
there's a
also,
lumber
something like that.
shortage. We can't be picky out here.
Also, when I was a kid, also another unrealistic expectation for adulthood. Where's all the police auctions that have all these cool shit that's not damaged? You know, and I know they have them, but it's always like that's like got a bullet hole in that car. But like,
Yep.
but
That's fine.
it's cheap.
But it's cheap auction.
Like, I don't care if it's got a bullet hole. I can patch that.
The thing that makes this
You really want to
movie.
drive around some old drug dealer's
Oh, I
car
know.
though? Because thinking about that, like somebody sees them, they don't know that guy's gone away or something. They're like, yeah. You're done for.
Yeah.
Drive the wrong drug dealer's old truck or
Old
something.
car,
Like,
yeah.
oops. It's like that episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
where,
This movie came out 7 years before I was born, so it has been part of my spooky season tradition literally my whole life. That music in the beginning, it's literally the soundtrack to every. Like, it's the fall movie that comes on, and it's just in the background, and you hear the la.
Now, have you seen the remake with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
When is children singing ever a good thing?
Never.
I think I've said it
creepy
before.
and it can be scary, especially if you're here in the middle of the night.
There's nothing creepier than like the religious chanting children. They're like, "Ah, da, 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 whatever the fuck they're singing.
Yeah, well, no, is this one Children of the Corn, I think, are the two that it always like makes me think of, because it's the Children of the Corn has that la la la. It's just a different la la tune.
Yes.
But yeah, every spooky season of my life, like this is what kicks off October, is this or Children of the Corn. I'm like, let's do this. But I always love the opening with the whole killing of the family, because
it just goes from room to room with the shotgun.
Yeah, and I love it when they come into the house and they're going through the house, and as they're going through each room, we get those cut-ins of the shots again. I've always thought that was brilliant, because in the 70s they had those long drawn-out sequences of, especially in horror movies, like the beginning always started off so bright and so clean, and everybody was happy and the family was all healthy, and they do that here, but they cut in the terror as well, and I always liked that.
Well, the thing that I did notice about this with the original, it's a half hour longer than the remake, because it's usually the other way around. Usually the remake is longer and the original is shorter, so that surprised me. But then again, it is.
Well, they have that. They get away on the boat, don't they? In the remake,
and I don't even equate the remake to this. It does not exist in the same realm to me.
It's so different from this one that it's like it is its own movie.
Yeah,
and it's so like and I think the remake goes more into the catch 'em and kill 'em and that whole aspect of it, like way more on the demonic side of it than this one does. It kind of touches it, and you get the exposition of it all when they're talking and everything. But I think, as a 70s movie, it's definitely one of those ones where they're like, just the mere expression of this or the mere mention of this is, going to send shockwaves to people. It's so scary.
I know. And you can totally see those, like the big moments are so like, are supposed to be like, like later when he slaps her, like it's supposed to be such a big scene. And I'm like, I don't know.
Because
a lot of people,
kids,
we're 80s kids. Yeah. We saw people getting hit right and left.
We're 80s kids. If we didn't see that firsthand, like, if your friends or your family or whoever, every fucking movie was like, okay, dads grow up and that guy's going to beat somebody. Like, we just know. There's a reason we call it.
Yeah, there was a lot of domestic violence in our childhood.
Every freaking movie. And if not, like, Lifetime had a whole generation of fucking movies that teach us children. They're like, dads are going to beat the moms if they wear this, if they wear an A shirt.
I always thought that was funny. I remember being a kid and people were like, I remember some adult dude was talking to me about how Lifetime was terrible because it's like, it was showing men being awful. I'm like, well, most of these are true stories because men are awful. And then he just looked at me and I was like, And then he didn't say anything and he just walked away. I was like, that's what I thought. Sorry.
The main thing
you have kids that I see, don't you, sir?
Yeah.
That I do remember about the remake that kind of stuck out with me from this one is what they did with both fathers. In the remake, they just made him seem more sicker than he did in the original.
This one, this one, it just like it seems like he's getting a cold kind of a thing, but in the other one, you can clearly see
he's like getting sick.
Well, they give
him like weird eyes in that one too, don't they? In the remake, doesn't like his eyes get bloody or some shit?
I think there's something like that. Like his eyes get a little demon look to it, but
because he gets more like I remember the Ryan Reynolds one, he looks more emaciated. He just looks like sick. And in this one, you can kind of see him getting sick towards the end.
Until that end scene when he's standing in the rain, he's got that 6-pack, and then he doesn't look emaciated anymore.
But
see, I think the in this one though, it's kind of more like they gave him a little bit of that sick look, but then the fact that I think the whole mental aspect of it is what was meant to be more scary for audiences back then, because he literally has a scene where he's like, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
And then she comes in, he's like, are you okay? He's like, no, I'm fine, babe. I'm like,
Good.
Okay, if anyone ever, I don't care where you are, like you could be in a mental hospital, and if someone screams out, I'm losing my mind, they need help.
Well, no, apparently, in the 70s, everybody was just like, no, mental health isn't a thing. I just gotta go cut some wood and we're gonna be okay.
I need to drink some more whiskey, cut some wood, I'll be fine.
We'll just find that $1,500 that's running around somewhere in this house.
What did happen to that money?
If you look closely...
Angie has a theory.
No, if you look closely...
I want to know.
If you look closely at the jacket, because after he is standing up talking to his sister, after he's counted it, put it in the jacket and everything, George comes in behind that doorway behind him, and they focus in on George. If you look at the jacket, it moves. slightly.
What?
The jacket does move, so you can see that it's been taken.
Okay.
But as a child, okay, I had a whole theory about
See?
where
I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
where that fucking money went. Okay, you remember that dragon
Yeah.
that bites him later
Okay,
on?
Yeah.
how do we not forget the dragon? Because that, if anything else in this house, that dragon was
Does
the
not
most
belong.
out of place
I know,
thing in
I'm
this
like, who
entire
bought this
freaking
dragon?
movie. Like, yeah, who was like, this is like this Asian dragon. We're
It's
gonna
an
just
Asian
put it in the
dragon.
living room. Why?
It's a jade green Asian
Yeah.
dragon. Who knows?
It was
So-
a wedding present.
Is
That's
your-
what it was. That's what it was. It was a terrible wedding present from somebody because she had been married before. So their family's like, give her that dragon.
No,
So is your
so
theory that
this
the dragon ate it?
Okay, so the dragon has a mouth. There's an opening in the mouth. I was like, clearly, it's probably just in the dragon. Like, as a child,
Yeah.
I was like, they just need to pick it up and shake it because it's
And they'll
got to
hear
be
it.
in there because he bites him later on. So I'm like, clearly, he's opening and moving his mouth. So that's where it is. And I'm like, they just need to shake it around and there's the money. That's where the money is going to
But
be.
why? Okay.
I told everybody who would listen to me as a child that that's where the money was.
Okay, well, here's my thing, first of all, about the money, right? Dragon or no dragon, what the fuck is the ghost house or whatever the
Gonna
demon?
do
What
with
was it gonna do
money?
with $1,500 fucking dollars?
See,
Exactly.
it's just a dick of a house. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
it's
a
like-
controlling boyfriend. It's like, oh,
He's
you're
like
going to
Debo.
pay for shit?
That's my
Nope,
money now.
it's mine.
Oh, this is for Jimmy's wedding? I haven't seen it. I don't know.
He's just a controlling ex-boyfriend. That's all it is,
The
man.
house is narcissistic.
The thing
It
that I
is.
always find funny in movies is when somebody has money, how they keep repeatedly counting it over and over and over.
I
I'm
know.
like,
I always freak myself out if I do that. I'm like, something's gonna slip out of my hand if I keep counting it over and over again, and then I'm gonna lose a piece
It's,
of it.
It's always like if I keep handling it, I'm gonna. It's
Yes.
just setting myself up for losing
exactly.
it easier.
I just need to
'Cause
tuck
you
it
s-
away. and-
But then I always had that feeling too, where it's like, but if I don't know where it is constantly, I'm gonna lose it.
Yes.
So yeah, it's
it's a good thing
conundrum.
we don't carry cash much anymore.
I know,
especially
Who
that much.
Yeah.
And okay, going back to the whole dragon eating money thing, that just grosses me out. I know it's
yeah.
a ceramic dragon, but like,
Still, strippers had
just
that in their
think
butt crack.
about any think about money. Like
People did blow with those dollars.
Imagine,
I remember years ago, some news station did a story on
how
money.
dirty money is.
Yeah, and they stopped
Feces is
random
all I'm
people,
saying. Feces.
random people on the street, and they had like all walks of life. They remember they had a priest, a school teacher, some
Oh,
random
I don't
dude.
want to know how dirty money.
And they
priests-
found like all these traces of whatever need be on their money, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, this is how filthy your money actually is. Like,
See,
you're-
y'all, wash your hands. See, if COVID has taught us anything, wash those hands.
Yes.
Don't touch your face.
No, if COVID has taught me anything, I'm not using money ever
Yeah.
again. I don't. Okay, screw you if you only take cash. Is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. You're just setting me up for getting diseases.
I'm
'cause
gonna get sick from
especially.
money.
Oh my god. Okay, I think dollar bills have to be the dirtiest currency. We
I
have.
don't know. Coins,
Dollar
like,
bills.
coins
No, I
are
would
like
take
in
coins.
people's in their ashtrays,
Okay.
like at the bottom of their purses.
Okay, but dollars
like-
have been in actual ass trays. Okay, so
Okay, that's fair.
think about how
That's
dirty.
fair.
Think about the dirtiest strip club that you could ever think of in your imagination,
Oh.
and dollars have been there.
the
Yes.
Buckingham Palace.
Dollars-
is probably my dirtiest
Oh,
imagination.
well,
that's
You're-
not dollars, that's euros.
Your imagination's not as vivid
Physical
as mine.
currency.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, imagine how dirty. And this is probably just me as an American, but I think the world's dirtiest money is maybe Eastern European.
Oh, good.
Like, and I mean, that's purely because I'm
just
American,
guessing.
and I just think Bratislava when I think Eastern Europe.
Okay, then why? Yeah, so then like Russia. some of
Yeah,
the
like
poor
on the
countries,
border.
so it's
Yeah, like all those like
former Soviet
crazy
Union,
ass Belarus right now.
like rubles. Or whatever it is,
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, you know those ones. But yeah, again, that's my pop culture ideal of.
I'm
Eastern
saying, see,
European.
I'm not even thinking worldwide. I'm just thinking like how
It's
dirty
American. Yes.
American $1 bill is just to
How
be
dirty.
circulated in our own country, even. And I know they're around the world and all that, but still, like I
Yeah.
don't know, man. Like
One of my favorite things is how like the real estate agent is so great in this movie because she's purely going for the sale, right?
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, we got this. You can turn it into a bedroom. You get all this space. It
Well,
comes
see-
with the land. But then she's like doing numbers. And she's like, I gotta get out of here.
no, but like at first I thought like, oh, like she's just totally, upping the antics because she's trying to get this fucking house sold.
Oh, yeah.
But then when they're like, okay, wait, they know about the murders. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, well, it's not that much of a dick move for her to upsell the house or whatever.
Yeah.
If she
No,
told
she's a
them
great real
beforehand.
estate
Like,
agent. I
was
mean,
just
she
going
gave
for
them
it.
the story. She's showing them the layout. She knows their apprehension, but she's like, look, I got this house I got to offload. You all need a house.
Well, the other thing that she did too is what? When they went upstairs to the attic, they're like, well, whatever stuff you keep, we'll add into the price, but if not, we'll just get rid of it.
Oh, I know. And I love that later on you see the broken lamp that was in the Dead Boys thing that they clearly glued back together. I was like, no, you just throw that one away, right?
Wait, why did they glue that lamp back together? See, I always thought, and just, movie making wise, like, they had to do that scene over. Like, we ran out of lamps. Like, fucking, shit, glue that lamp back together.
And then we'll just use it in the shot later.
We'll knock it over one more time, and then, whatever works.
Yeah, I love, there's so many great lines in this movie. And I mean, it's a classic horror movie, but when they're sitting in the attic talking about the house, and he says, houses don't have memories.
Yeah, they don't.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, the absolute first thing that when I go into this movie anytime, and it's purely because I'm a large child and I love Back to the Future, but as soon as they get into the house, I'm like, Strickland! Slacker!
He's slacker.
And he's like, what time did they die? He's like, I don't know, 3:15. It's got to be pretty accurate. I'm like, slacker! Can't even tell a real time of death.
Hey, they go off of temperature, so 3 to 3:15 is pretty accurate.
Speaking of nostalgia with this movie, Paul, Kathy, immediately Lois Lane to me. No matter what.
Yeah, when we sat down to watch this movie, Paul was like, yay, let's watch Lois Lane's tits.
Well, you get to see Lois Lane's boobs.
Before she went crazy.
What was with the leg warmer? The one leg
I was
warmer.
going to ask about that.
Like, okay, ladies of the 80s, did leg warmers actually do anything? And was this more of
a giant sock for her leg?
Yeah, it was like, does she just have like that one leg cold? Like, is there circulation issues?
That's the one she always gets the mom bruises on, so she's just putting it on.
He's trying to heal my mom bruises.
That's what it is. It's
extra
just a mom
padding
thing.
for that weird bruise on my thigh.
Yeah, because Thanos' dad gets a little.
It is Thanos' dad. I just kept like,
Thanos,
like the wide, because he's got a wider face than Josh.
Yeah,
and then so it's like it is Thanos. Like it's just right in his face. Thanos with a beard. Oh, crazy.
He looks like a lion in this movie with his long.
He does. He's got that. It's like almost. It makes his hair a big circle because it's like a beard. And I love the extra crazy volume they give to him throughout the whole thing. Like,
well, was like it summer because it's they're in New York. It's
no, I thought it was fall because they were like it's freezing.
Well, he was always cold.
Yeah, I always thought that was just part of his internal dying.
It was always like windy and rainy outside, so it just always made me think.
But
and
they
she
live
always
next
put
to
a
a
coat
river.
on. But she always had a jacket on. Like the kids always had jackets on. I don't think it was summer.
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. When do you get married? In the fall or in the summer?
You can get married whenever. It's not a.
Well, when did Jimmy get married?
I don't fucking know.
Was this his name? I think it was Jimmy.
I think. If you have that question about the leg warmer, I have a question about what the fuck was that crackled mirror shit they put all over the bedroom in every 80s house.
I hated those.
I was like, what is this? You can't even see. It's not even like a.
If you're gonna put a mirror, just put a fucking mirror,
right?
Because I'm like, there's no point in having this thing where you can't even look into it and see something without having to like move around around the speckled shit.
Any one of those, and of course, by the time we had seen them, they were already old. But everybody smoked around those, so they always got yellow. Oh, yes. They were always disgusting. I was like, oh, just bad memories of those from my childhood. Ugh.
I know then that scene where he's smoking by himself in the room in the middle of the night or whatever, and I'm like, it just smells in this house. Like, you can just tell that furniture would soak up all that smoke,
all the river smell, all that water smell, that basement.
The death smell.
I'm sure that basement smelled like just some moldy grossness.
And what? Okay, so sometimes it was blood and sometimes it was black goo. Did we ever find out what the black goo was supposed to be? Is it hell juice?
It's black blood of the earth.
There you go.
If you refer to Egg Shan.
No, see, because
I'm talking Big Trouble in Little China right now.
Oh, I know.
You hold on a second. This black blood of the earth.
I always was like, maybe it's oil because I watched a lot of Beverly Hillbillies when I was a child. I was like, maybe it's oil, and they hallucinating. Yeah, I was like, maybe there's something. I was like, maybe the fumes or something are getting to them, and they're just hallucinating. I had a lot of thoughts when I was a child. A lot of pop culture thoughts.
Well, if I
was raised by the television.
If I learned anything from the Beverly Hillbillies, they're all rich now and they can move to California.
Exactly. Yes. They've got oil coming out of their toilet. Cha-ching. Just make it work,
What's the problem here, Lutz's?
You got a boathouse. Just count them blessings, okay?
The thing you got to be suspect, though, as a family is every time you have somebody that comes over, they don't want to go inside the house.
I love when her aunt comes over and she's like, George, make her stay. I was like, what the fuck's George gonna do?
Yeah.
George didn't want her there to begin with.
George is like, you bought expensive ass tea for your aunt. I didn't want her to come over now. Like, what the fuck?
Because she
why
comes
are we
over.
why are we buying expensive ass tea for your nun aunt who takes a vow of what's that?
Celibacy?
Poracy.
Oh,
Poverty.
Poverty. There you
Poracy is the
go.
closest I can get to it. Yeah.
Poverty.
Why are you thinking? Why are you thinking about her vagina, Saul?
I did it last
They all
time.
do it.
I did it last
Celibacy.
time. Celibacy. I couldn't remember it. Yeah.
She's a bride of Christ. Goddamn you.
But still, though, she gets to the house and immediately she starts freaking out. She's like, I gotta get out. I gotta get out. I gotta get out. I gotta get out.
Maybe the house just stunk. That was
It
my other
does.
thing
It does
too.
because the
But
priest is like,
no, you have a whole room upstairs that smells like shit because there's flies everywhere. So anywhere you have flies everywhere, it smells like shit in there.
Yes.
well, that black
Art studio.
stuff.
And
Black-
then
Black Blood of the Earth.
And then when George's friends come over, the wife, the friend, the lady
Was
friend.
she
The clairvoyant.
yeah, was she clairvoyant? Is
Yes,
that what we're leaving with?
I remember vaguely when I looked this movie up years and years ago. That's supposed to be the stand-in for the Warrens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's supposed to be like what Lorraine did, is she went down to the basement and found
Yeah.
the
Really?
Mount
Yeah,
the
she,
hell. Yeah.
she gets there and she's like, nope, we gotta go. This house is evil. I don't like this house.
Because I mean, they put this based off a true story or whatever, but it's it's a Hollywood based off a true story.
It's based
so.
off of a lot of things that may or may not have happened.
And again, that was years and years ago when I looked that up, and if I remember correctly, I did not learn that on the internet. This was before the internet.
Oh.
Carolyn, the clairvoyant, was played by Helen Shaver.
Yes.
Very, very brilliant actress.
Mm-hmm.
She's done directing now. She's directed a lot of TV now, but most memorable for you, Angie. Mm-hmm. Who?
Oh, I can't even think.
The drunk mom from The Craft. I thought it was what you were going to say.
Oh yeah.
Tremors
She was
2.
my favorite.
Tremors 2, and she
Tremors
was
2,
the drunk
the
mom from
Playboy.
The Craft. Yeah, she was the Playboy playmate that Fred Ward's character
Yeah.
had in his magazine.
I stopped watching the Tremors after the first one. I know they got ridiculously over the top
The
where they
first
get.
two are good.
2 is good.
I don't
2
remember
is,
3. Which one
2
was
has
3?
got the same kind of camp to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without getting just completely stupid.
Because
So,
wasn't it 2 where they actually start walking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen-
They were like two little legs.
Yeah.
And,
I stayed for 1 and 2, and that was I was like, meh,
there's
I
like
don't know.
6 or 7 of them.
I don't
Who
even think I
knows?
could do the Jamie Kennedy ones at this point.
Ugh.
But yeah, I remember her from The Craft. Yeah, because she was the drunk
She was
white
great
trash
as a
mom.
drunk,
Yeah,
trashy
she
mom.
was.
She was great at it.
She bought a jukebox that played
Oh,
only
yeah.
one artist.
She saved
yeah.
a bunch of money on it.
I always
She
feel
did,
bad for her when she's like, "You guys want to hang out?" She's like, "No, mom."
I know, it was like a get your own friend. Like, he died. The one dude I talked to died.
Yes. But still, though, I mean, well, now that I think about it, I don't think they were in that house that long because they kept showing the day whatever need be.
I think
so
they
there
only lasted 17.
was it 17?
It wasn't very long.
17?
Yeah, I
19,
forget.
something like that.
It
Wasn't very long.
It wasn't even a month. I mean,
Yeah,
that's for
no,
sure.
it was like day 17, day 19 or whatever. And then I think with the last time it says the last night or whatever.
Yeah,
It
the last
doesn't give
night.
you the final day, but
Yeah.
it's not very long. I'm out when the little girl's like, my friend Jody.
Oh, yeah. Her imaginary friend.
Especially like,
Okay,
I'm going
at
to learn
which-
the names of the murdered children
At
before,
which point,
right?
though? Because at first it's an innocent thing, and it's always just that innocent. Oh, all kids have imaginary friends thing. In every horror movie that
Yeah.
they have that, it's always that thing.
No, and I'll tell you when the fucking babysitter is like, let me out. I was like,
Oh, she couldn't get
"Well,
out?"
Yeah, and she was like, why didn't you open the door? Jody wouldn't let me. All right, well, fuck
Okay,
Jody.
well-
Jody gonna give me rent because Jody ain't living here for free if she's not allowing us to
Well,
do
you
stuff.
tell Jody I'm gonna burn this fucking house down.
Right?
And that poor babysitter, freaking blood on her hands from pounding on that
Oh
door.
yeah. No, and imagine like you're a teenager in this town, right? You know that house is fucking murder.
Yeah.
You
Oh, yeah.
know that's the murder house. That
you
guy
already-
went crazy.
Well, I don't know. She was kind of young though, but how? Okay,
It was a year after they
Oh, it was
said.
only a year.
Yeah,
okay,
it said only
that was
1
my,
year later.
That's right. That was my question. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like, how long ago was it? Because she was kind of young. But yeah, if it was only a year ago, she was what, maybe 14, 15.
Yeah, so
or
she
whatever.
heard.
So yeah,
Yeah.
she knew.
But
and she's like, imagine
if anything,
she.
they were like, "You're gonna go babysit at
Yeah,
the murder house."
I was going to say, imagine
Yeah.
she got shit like, no, it's fine. It's just rumors. You never know. It's one little girl. I'll be fine. We're just gonna hang out and watch TV. I'm like, you got locked in the closet. Oh my god.
I always think it's funny, like babysitting and stuff. Now, like I don't know. I don't think a 15, 16-year-old is really that capable of watching children.
No.
I mean, they're really dumb.
Well, nowadays, because they have their phones and that's the only thing they're going to be on. They're going to be Facebooking, Instagramming.
Well,
They're going to be
I was a
doing
child
everything.
who watched my siblings, and I wasn't responsible at 15, 16. No, I'm like,
Yeah.
you hungry? Here's
Just
a
like-
cheese sandwich, because what the fuck am I going to make?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Have some Cheetos.
There's stuff in the fridge.
Yeah,
and
no,
chips.
don't let children watch other children. And I also had a question about poor babysitter. Those retainers, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I've never had one. I don't know what they do, but did they have to look that ridiculous to work?
Apparently in the 70s. They did.
I'm just like, was it mandatory that we
Yes,
made
like-
these children look this ridiculous?
Do we really need this to be an external mouth cage?
Why is
Like-
it all the way around her head? I don't get it. This just seems like some sort of torture device.
See, every time I saw those in the 80s, I was always like, is this a joke? Because I wasn't sure, you know? Because every 80s movie that you had them, it was always like the joke thing that it was like this really nerdy person. Like they were really playing up that stereotype. So I'm like, are those actual things? I think I asked somebody. I think I asked an adult one time. I'm like, wait, are those real? Or
See,
is this
I
just for
knew
movies?
we all knew kids with braces, but I don't think I ever knew a kid
because
that
I'd
had
never
that
seen
weird
anyone
thing.
wear that.
Yeah,
thing.
only in movies.
Yeah.
So I was like, was headgear like that a thing? Like it
guess.
had to have been some sort of trope, so it had to have come from somewhere. But I was like, we didn't put poor children through this, did we? Like we didn't make them wear these apparatuses around their face.
Maybe that's like an inside joke we're not getting because we weren't aware of things
Mm-hmm.
back then. But it was like, okay, well this is a regular retainer, but if you're super poor, then you have to wear that.
If you're super poor or your teeth are that fucked up, then you have to
So
wear
it's
this
like it's
ridiculous
a thing of shame. Like shame on you for being poor. You have to wear the external headgear.
And also, if people had to wear those to fix their teeth in the 70s and 80s, I don't ever want to hear anybody complain about a mask. I mean, get the fuck over yourselves. If that's
Maybe
what you had
that's
to
why-
do to wear your
maybe-
teeth
no,
or to fix
maybe-
your fucking teeth back in the day,
Maybe
you could wear
that's
a
why
mask.
all these older people are so pissed. Like, no, I had to wear that stupid headgear when I was going to school.
Like they're having flashbacks of their headgear.
It makes
Look
sense
at you,
now.
you're poor. You have to wear the external one.
It all makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not poor. My teeth are just
Your
bad.
teeth are really bad.
Yeah, after last week, we need to.
I know. I was listening to last week, and I would just like to say, I'm sorry. Apparently, I was cranky. I do not think anybody who hates or who likes Jennifer's Body is dumb, listeners. I'm sorry. I just really do not enjoy Jennifer's Body or Megan Fox.
I haven't been
So,
able to go back to it yet. So
Yes,
I'll
we're
keep you
still
updated.
taking a break, but I did want to say I was a little mean in the last episode towards our Megan Fox viewers.
And
You
sorry,
get
Brittany.
food in you, Angie.
I do need food. I do need
hangry.
food. Hangry. Maybe I just need more weed.
When the little girl has her dream or whatever, her nightmare.
When she cock blocks the parents.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the mom comes out and she said, I thought she said, were you having those high man dreams?
No, she just said mean dreams.
Yeah, and I was like, high man dreams? Like this little kid is having dreams where like some meth head is attacking her every night, and you're just like, go to bed. I'm trying to get dick.
No.
Okay, if you were to say like, if someone's like, you having the high man dreams? I'm like, wait, what? Like,
Oh, see, I think dark.
There's a
I'm
high
like,
man
there's
chasing
somebody
me?
hanging from the ceiling somewhere up high. Like that's what I think.
they'll say you took it to the bent neck lady.
Yes, I
place.
went
I'm like
bent
the
neck
high
lady.
man. Like he's high on drugs and crazy and shit.
He's
and
messed out.
and he's trying to attack me in my dreams.
Crazy method.
He's been up for 7 days and he won't leave me alone.
It's Freddie's brother Jeff, who's a meth
Jeff.
head.
There you go.
Jeffy Kruger.
Jeff Kruger.
I just need meth.
He doesn't know how to create gloves or anything, but he just does a lot of meth, hangs out in the boiler room.
Yeah, it was his roommate. How's that for an odd couple? Huh?
Oh, no. See, I put a note if I was that babysitter, right? Because you're 16-year-old, you're going to try to do anything to get out of that closet. Like, Amy, I'm going to beat your fucking ass. You better open this goddamn door.
Yeah, there was just like 4 hours of her like, pleading and then pissed off and then crying. And then it was just a whole range of emotions.
Jody won't let me. Well, I'm going to beat Jody's ass.
I'm going
here
to beat
too.
Jody's ass with you.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick you up by your feet and swing you around.
Let me out. And then the lights go off. Just like, I'm dead. They're going to murder me. I'm
This
dead.
is the murder house. Someone please. All right, well, here's your $4. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, she better have gotten about better pay than what normally she would have gotten. For
Right?
that.
It's like, let me take you downstairs. Like, how do you go home and like, okay, before you look at your kid real quick, let me explain something about your daughter. My daughter apparently locked her in a closet. We're really sorry. Here's a
Ignore
20.
the bloody knuckles.
All right, hold on real quick. Before you look at your daughter,
Yeah, I was like, well, Jody wouldn't let me. Well,
how
Jody,
short were her fingernails before?
like when she was like, we should have opened the door. She's like, Jody wouldn't let me. I'm like, well, Jody can fuck right off. All right, you open the door. Teach your kids to tell other people to fuck off if they don't want to do the right thing.
Or just tell Jody to fuck off. Sorry to any Jodys out there, but fuck off.
Oh, I love the scene where the exposition scene of the priests just yelling at each other, like this bureaucracy argument they're having within the church.
You mean the father that was also the mayor from Jaws?
Yes,
who
yes.
was like,
I'm like,
no, I wrote down, what did I call him? I wrote him, he's like a religious spin doctor. He's like, well, that could just be this. It doesn't mean that it's demons. It could just be this. They could just be crazy.
He's the bureaucrat.
He's the perfect dude for it. Because like I said, he's the same mayor from Jaws. It's like, no,
he gives me the same vibes. And I just watched this with Joe Bob recently. But if you listen to our Train to Busan episode of Super Dick from Train to Busan, he gives me Super Dick vibes.
Yes.
He's just got that like, I'm rich and I know what to do and we're gonna listen to me and make all the wrong choices vibes. So
Well, to his credit, the thing that he says, do you have any proof for these claims? Because you have to be some sort of skeptic if you're going to expel all these resources to do that. So
I don't even know because I don't even know what Father Delaney was asking for because
Well,
like he
here's-
had gone over there to bless the
I know,
house
like-
and he got ran out of the
here's
house.
what Father Delaney should have done just to fucking begin with. If dude's not convinced that shit is happening, he should have been like, you know what? You're coming with me.
Yeah, just go look at the house.
He's like, come with me and see the shit that I just seen. Or the shit that I had to go through with the shit smelling
He's like,
room.
you want proof? Come with me then.
Yeah, like, come
Right,
with me.
But
he
anyway,
could have
well,
just
the whole
been
thing-
like the sister. Ask or not the sister. Well,
Well, I don't-
she's sister
the
or
nun.
somebody. The nun, yeah.
Well, I don't even think he
aunt.
knew about that at all.
Maybe.
But the thing about that is, I was like, this movie makes it seem like the Father Delaney and all that was doing it on his own, and like he had no communication with the Lutzes whatsoever.
Yeah, he didn't talk to them because
until
it
like
seemed
the
like
end when she goes to look for him, and it's like, oh, he's on vacation or whatever.
Well, yeah, but they call each other a few times. She calls
she
him
keeps trying
and
to call
he
him and they
calls
lose the
her.
connection.
Yeah, and every time the house won't let them
The house
talk.
won't
Like,
let
you're not
Because
allowed.
again, it's a controlling ex-boyfriend who won't allow you to speak
Screening
to your
your
friends.
calls.
Who are you talking to? Who are you texting?
You don't need to be talking to them.
They wake you up at 3:15. See, they're making them sleep deprived. Like this is just a dick. It's a psychological torture dick house, is what it is.
Send me a picture of you doing that.
Yes. Oh my God, that just makes me think of never mind of Nexium.
Nexium. Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, and so he keeps waking up every day at 3:15, and if, I don't know. I don't wake up in the morning, and if something was waking me up every morning at 3:15, I would just be like, "We're moving. I can't live like this. I can't live like this. I need my sleep."
Or what if the house just got annoyed that it couldn't wake you up at 3:15?
You live with me. You probably know that a house wouldn't be
Okay.
able to wake me up at
Hey!
3:15.
Wake up!
I sleep like the dead. Like my children
Ding,
sometimes can't even wake me
ding.
up. I'm that one who sets 5 alarms and will turn them all off without even being awake.
It would be the Beetlejuice scene where she just wakes up and turns the TV off. And
Yeah,
passes
see,
back
the
out.
house would be pissed at me. Yeah, it would just
Like,
be like
damn it!
throwing
Like,
me out of
it's
the
not
bed.
working.
Still asleep.
Wake up!
Still asleep. The kids are
I
like,
would take
Mom.
I would take it as Angie would blame everybody else but the house. Be like, Paul's fucking waking me up.
I'm
The kids are
asleep.
trying to wake me up. He's
She
like,
just
knock it
won't
the
wake
fuck
up.
off.
I just wouldn't wake
I
up.
just want to wake up.
I just don't. I'm one of those who just don't wake up. The house would just not enjoy me. But then when the door gets sucked off its hinges, I'm like, fuckers, get out of that house. Like, no, you can't
Yeah.
just live there after that happens.
I love the detective guy that shows up and just smokes cigars and is like, all right, I haven't been to this house.
I know. I love when he's talking to the cops. He's like, your guess is as good as fucking mine. Has just been pulled off the hinges.
Yeah.
I don't
Here's
know.
what I found funny with that scene. It's what they think is a simple B&E. Why did they send so many freaking cops?
Everyone's got to see the house. They're
Yeah,
like,
I
"What's
think
going
that's
on?"
what it was. They're like,
Yeah,
something strange going on at the murder house. You guys want to go?
As soon as you hear that call, like, oh, fuck, we got to get over there. It's going to be
Like, let's
bad.
go.
Another family. Here it
Because
comes.
that's the one thing I thought that was weird. It's like, okay, you think it was just a simple B&E, and they, like I said, all those cops. It's like, you just need one.
It's breaking and entering to our
Mm-hmm.
European listeners.
Yes, we shorten it to B&E because it happens a lot.
In a lot of the movies we watch, it
We're
happens
so
a
used
lot.
to it, we use acronyms.
But the sergeant doesn't like George, and
No,
really George just isn't making any friends in this movie.
Yeah, when he gets there and the other, like the regular beat cops, like, what are you doing here, Sarge or whatever? And he's like, insomnia. Shut the fuck up, kid.
Insomnia. I heard there was something weird at the murder house. Why is everybody else here? That's why
are
I'm
you
here.
Why do you need 12 of you? Shut the fuck up.
Oh. I put, it's a murder house, and the hinges were ripped off, or the doors ripped off its hinges and all that. But when they were going down those stairs, those are some beautiful original hardwood floors. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
to the basement?
Hey, if you
no,
actually
that
look-
downstairs main floor area. When they're like, they get a shot down the stairs, and you get like right in front of the door of where all that hardwood is. It's like, all right, those are some nice floors.
Yeah, they use that angle like 4 times at the end, I think.
It's like, and only $80,000.
It is a nice ass
That's a
house.
steal. You got a boathouse. You don't have to pay those mooring charges.
You tear down the fucking house.
Exactly. Well, that's what they did after the original house. The original, real, quote unquote, Amityville Horror house was torn down.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was torn down.
I know they changed the windows after a while because the people that bought it were like, we're tired of people fucking.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they did tear it down, and there's a new house on the property today.
So is that house haunted?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I don't believe in haunted.
Let's circle back to that towards the end after we're done talking about the movie, because there's the documentary thing I want to talk about too as well.
Yeah.
But, you tear the fucking house down and you build like a lakeside or riverside resort or something.
Do it maybe not on where the passage of hell you thought was, right? You just go to the left a little bit.
Mark that with
Slide
the
it
finger
over.
and be like,
Slide the whole
avoid
thing
this.
over, right?
Yeah.
And you have what was the thing like the thing Forrest Gump's mom had? Just the bed and breakfast thing.
Oh yeah,
Like
the
a
hotel. She
boarding
basically had a
house?
boarding
There you go, it's a
house.
boarding
Yeah,
house. That's
for
what
travelers. But yeah,
Yes.
that's a hotel, right?
It's a hotel for people that.
It's basically like a hostel. You're in a room, you share a bathroom. It's the same thing.
There you go.
you got to deal with the lady's weird kid. It's
Yeah. Comes in, dances to your music. Perfect. How did we get on Forrest
Time
Gump?
was held well.
I love when George goes to the library and he steals a library book. I'm like, you don't have to steal that, George.
Yeah, I
Just
thought
check
about
it
that
out.
too. Like, you don't need to steal. Get a
I know,
freaking library card.
We were watching it. I was like, I don't want to fill out any fucking paperwork. I'm just stealing.
Not
a book.
dealing with the paperwork.
I don't need a library card. This is America, isn't it?
I also wrote that the priest does eventually start ducking the Lutz's calls. It's like,
He's like, I'm not dealing with those crazy people.
I know at that time where like the phone's ringing like 8 times and he's like, fuck. And he finally just answers like, hello, please don't be who I think it is. Damn it, I knew it was you.
Like, damn it.
I love when Kathy is starting to realize that shit's just crazy now, right? Like the door hinges have been ripped off, and she calls and she's like getting all the static and she can't go through to Father Delaney and whatnot. And then that breeze goes through the house. I'm like, yeah, it would be the breeze for me. That would be the final nail in the coffin, I guess, to this house. Like,
it wasn't the house. It was just Father Delaney ducking her calls. They're like,
She finally realized it.
Cat, Father. And then he just hangs up on her.
just got a wrapper from his pocket.
There is way too many telltale signs, especially
His
even when the kid,
Werther's
when he gets his
original.
hand, when his hand gets stuck in the window.
Yeah, when I wrote the house bites the sun.
Yeah.
Because that's what it does. It just
Which son was that? Do we remember? Was that Matt
I
or
don't
Greg?
Matt. I believe it was Matt.
That was Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
One
talk
of
about,
them, one of the
let's talk
sons,
about
though,
Greg.
couldn't stay on his fucking feet the whole movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, every time we see this kid, he's falling down.
It was just that weird age where kids just can't stand up.
Yeah, he's all gangly and
Let's
can't.
talk about Greg for a minute.
Greg, okay.
Okay.
Do we remember Greg?
I don't remember him.
It's a little boy, Greg, yeah.
We're going to go down a wormhole with Greg right now.
Okay.
Greg also plays a character named Greg in E.T.
Does he?
He is one of Elliot's friends. Greg is the one that calls Elliot a Sine Supremus. So he's that kid. And I saw that and I was looking at it and I followed this wormhole down. I'm like, I've always fucking wondered, what the fuck is he calling him? Right?
Yeah.
So I Googled that. And there's some controversy about how you spell it, but it's either sinus, like sinus, or Sintus Supremus. And apparently nobody knows what the fuck he's actually saying or what it means.
He just said it.
Yes, they're like, we don't know if that's what he's actually saying because all the captions, like I said, spell it one way or the other for Sinus Supremus.
Is it in the script anywhere?
I don't know.
He
When I
just said
Googled it, everyone was like, I don't know what it means. If it's spelled this way, don't know what it means. If it's spelled this way, don't know what he's trying to say. Like, it's not Latin. It's not this. Like, we have no clue what he's trying to say.
Yeah, it's probably just a stupid kid who was like,
I don't know, but it's weird. So yeah, apparently no one knows what the fuck he said either. Because I've
or
always
maybe
wondered,
his line was something different. He couldn't remember it, and it just
he couldn't pronounce it. He couldn't pronounce it as well. It's like, you Satanist. It's like, Senator Supremus.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's funny.
That's Greg. It's random.
It is random. You know what else is random? When his friend's girlfriend comes over,
Starts taking the sledgehammer.
just take this is a pickaxe.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
just pickaxe in their garage or their fucking basement.
It's like, we need to get in here right
Like,
now.
no,
He's
listen.
like, that is not your house.
I love it too because she's like, I'm sensitive to these things. Bitch, what the fuck does that mean?
That doesn't give you the right to vandalize someone's
Oh,
house.
yeah, okay. Just come tear down this wall. Then. That's
like,
fine.
no, you don't understand. There's something behind here. What, bitch? What?
Yes.
Tell me what? You can't just start knocking down walls of people's houses.
Angie,
can.
here's what we do. We start doing that now. You go out to somebody's house that you know, start picking at something like
Well,
start
where
doing
your
that.
house?
No, not ours.
Hey, you said somebody's house.
Not ours.
And I was always wondering, so does the passage to hell under the house add to the property value, you think? Or does that take away?
It's a bonus.
It's hell adjacent.
It's hell adjacent? Yes.
You've got the lake.
I
or
mean,
the
that's
river.
got to add 20 grand at
You've
least,
got-
right?
There's another
I
selling
know.
point.
There's got to be like rich Satanists that would pay a premium
yeah.
for that fucking house.
I mean,
like,
what were those
look,
fuckers from
basement right here?
the sex cult
gates
from
gates to hell.
the Nicole Kidman movie? That one. Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Like, they'd be
They
in the
weren't-
market
they
for
weren't-
Yeah.
Satanist big house
They
on the
weren't-
water,
They
right?
weren't a Satanist cult.
What were they?
They were just.
They were just a
Weirdos.
sex cult?
They were like a sex cult. They're not really a cult. They were just.
If you do the masks and
That's like-
ceremonial, that's cult.
Okay, you're thinking more of like in the Ninth Gate when they're
Okay,
kind
maybe
of
that's
Satanist
okay. We'll see. The
sex
Ninth
thing.
Gate people
So
would be
fine.
in the
Yeah.
market.
Because
There you go.
the bitch that stole the book from him,
Yeah.
she was rich. She was
Yeah.
married the one dude that was like, who had the book, and that book was whole, rarity and all that, so it cost millions or whatever. So yeah, that lady. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so those people that would be into that stuff, that's who you would sell this
The
house
Satanist
to.
cult. Yeah, so at
With,
least 20 grand.
With,
Paul, it
Portal
gives
to
me
Hell
more-
included.
That gives me more ideas for the movie.
Which movie?
The movie, the comedy, the one where we have Satanists.
Oh, the Minnesota Satanists.
Yeah, because now we can have them searching for property.
That's whoa. What
could
would
be
you
on the
instead of Zillow? We'd have to come up with some like. evil name.
That could be. I imagine this being like kind of like what we do in the shadows, where it's a fockumentary or faux-mentary or whatever the hell you want to call it. Mockumentary. There you go.
Fuckumentary.
There you go.
That's a porn, Saul.
See, we have something like that, and they're going around trying to find their house.
We need to come up with. If you have a good idea for something that's evil, but for Zillow instead of, I want something.
I love how they attempt to bless the house, right? And I'm not up on church rules, but if she was divorced, does she really have the authority to be casting out demons?
He was doing it, not her.
She was there. She was doing the prayer.
Yeah, but
Was
she
she
was
divorced?
just praying.
Well,
whose
she had-
kids
yeah,
you think
they
these
weren't
are?
her
Saul?
kids.
Those weren't
the
his kids.
dude could have died.
You never know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I always
Didn't
assumed
say.
she was divorced because she was so they made it so oh, I'm sorry, the kids cock block us.
Yeah.
If he knew the kids were here, that's a thing he should have known. Kids are cock blocked.
I know they made it seem like it was the first time that they had ever lived together.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
and she was like, we just got married. And I'm like, but he knew you had kids, right?
Yeah.
Because
did you know? I mean, it's
if anybody out there didn't know this, kids are mood killers.
they were.
If they're in the house,
I think
they're
they
gonna
were
kill
just-
the mood.
They were just really playing really upplaying the whole. He's a new dad. He's
Yeah.
just,
That's it was
He has
so
no idea what he's
weird
doing.
sometimes
It is
because
weird.
she was so like thank you so weird
Well, he even says in the beginning, he was like, at least they stopped calling me Mr. So and so, and they
Mr.
started
Lutz, yeah.
Mr. Lutz, and they started calling me
Senor
George.
Lutz.
I love that when the father has his freak out and he's screaming and he goes blind or whatever. the cloaked priest. I don't understand why they kept being cloaked randomly either.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, were they trying to show some sort of transition with that priest?
I don't know.
Because it was like he was in regular clothes, and he was in like the regular priest clothes, and all of a sudden, like, are you a monk now? Like, what the hell's going on?
Well, and after Father Delaney is blind and on his vacation, quote unquote, he's in a cloak. So I'm like, what is with this random cloak we're going through? But I really love that when Father Delaney starts screaming, and obviously we see that all the stuff he's seeing, like the breaking ceiling, isn't happening or whatever. But the guy in the cloak gives him this side eye, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, there is I never. I mean, I've seen this movie 100 times, right?
Yeah.
But I never really paid attention a whole lot until we watched it for this. But
there's a lot of horror movies like that.
I never noticed. Rod Steiger plays Father Delaney. He's been in a million things. He's a very, very good actor. But I never noticed how fucking dramatic his parts were.
Oh, so dramatic. Like,
Out of
he full on
nowhere.
cries in one of them.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on? Like, why are his parts so much more dramatic than anything else? Like, it's almost like it takes you out of the fucking movie.
I always feel like that when he slaps her. I feel like that scene is so dramatic and intense, but like it goes nowhere. And
Well,
like,
see, but I get that because you're kind of following, the dad's descent into madness with the house or whatever, and then he does that, and I'm assuming it's
supposed to be like a big shock and so different.
I'm assuming that's what they were going for, but
again, we had seen domestic violence, so we're like,
so, I mean,
okay.
it doesn't hit the note for us or whatever. But I'm saying like the whole Father Delaney scene, like he has that, he's like screaming in the chapel or whatever, and he's like doing his, Bible lines or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then, and there's that scene where he does cry and all that. I'm like, why is it so dramatic? What is going on?
And he goes for it.
He really does.
Was
but
he
I'm
like a theater actor or something?
Probably.
Could have been.
Because, that emotion, like, in those scenes, and he's facing off against, bureaucratic asshole
Yes.
to Jaws Town. I mean, Amityville's mayor. But he's facing off, and it really, I always took it as like it's showing the issues with a secular church or like the bureaucracy, like hierarchy,
when
like
you have religious spin doctors. Like
like you have
it's a gas leak.
You
They're
have
crazy.
like the father who's really there and in religion and is like, I need the churches back, and like the church doesn't want to help. It's like it's such a weird trope.
We're just
but
gonna do it ourselves, Skippy. Father, I don't like that nickname anymore.
And then after Kathy gets smacked, she goes to the microfiche to find out.
Did you recognize that guy?
No.
The guy who was helping her?
Yeah.
No, I didn't recognize
That's
him either.
fucking Bennings from The Thing, man.
Is it?
Yes.
I did not recognize.
The newspaper guy,
so
the
many-
microfiche guy.
There's so many old movies like this that it's background character because I've seen them so many times since I was a little kid that you don't even go back to
it's
focus on it.
He gives us a whole lesson on how to use the microfiche in his scene. Like
he does.
That's
and
his
she's just
whole
like,
scene.
I got it. Yep. Yep. Good.
Okay. She's like 4 times like, okay. Yeah. He's like, and then
always-
you go this way, then you turn this knob and you do that. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
I
man.
know. Like you could have just cut to her
It didn't-
flipping through it. Like,
Yeah,
we
it didn't
need-
take this long for me to learn it as a child.
I know.
When they were like,
you
you're
reel this.
never gonna need to know how to use this, but we're gonna teach you anyway.
I know they did teach us, and I was like, "But this is a dying
I'm like,
technology."
but the librarian literally said they're coming to take it away next week. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point of you teaching? Like, just busy work. Shut up and do
it's
it.
like you have to go over here. We ran out of computers in the computer lab.
We
You have
need
to go
you to
work
know
this
how to
thing.
work these in case you need to solve an old crime someday.
What? That seems weird, but okay.
Microfiche? Why would
I
you
thought it
do
was
this?
cool because of movies.
Yeah.
And I thought I would have to use it way more in my adulthood, but nope. Computers.
Microfiche is probably one of the biggest things that you're like, you learned but will never use.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever used it outside of when I was a little kid and they taught us how to use it.
I don't even remember if I ever got taught how to use it.
I just remember one in our like elementary school library, but
Yeah.
I don't like they never like was like you have to do this. Like it was more of like if you wanted to look at specific things, like we only had them on the microfiche. And so like okay, and then like we had the computer lab that was next to it. So it
Well,
wasn't,
see, like we had I think it was like one day when like we were really little and it was like, all right, we're gonna go to the library and show you all the things in the library. And like
Well, you're the oldest of
librarian-
us, too, so.
and like the librarian was like, this is the microfiche and this is how you use it.
welcome to our microfiche podcast.
Yeah. Microfiche.
Microfiche. Oh.
Murder solved.
Crazy ass George is just sharpening his axe this whole time.
I
Yeah.
know his buddy shows up and he's just sharpening the eggs like, is it Wednesday?
I always love his buddy when he punches him in the bar and he's like, okay,
yeah.
can we talk now? Like, you got it out of your system?
there you are.
So you needed that.
We're running a fucking business here, so we're going to have to
It's
get
like
through
your
all this
checks are
bullshit.
It's like your checks are bouncing. We're not getting paid.
He's like, there's some caterer screaming
I
about
know.
$1,500 check. And I'm
I
like,
always
oh,
love that
Jesus.
scene because it was like, okay, so that's adulthood.
Yeah.
It's like you have your feelings and you get through it and you have to actually still figure shit out. Because when
Yeah.
you were a kid, you had feelings and everything stopped, you know?
Well, let's go back a little bit. Let's give a little bit credit to the caterer because he's the reason why he only takes cash is for the exact reason
Right.
what had happened is that
checks bounce. He's like, checks get canceled, checks bounce. I don't want to take a check. I was told cash. He's like,
Yeah.
look, my house stole it. It's probably in the dragon. I don't
dragon
know
bit me.
what
Like,
happened
Find
to
the dragon.
it. I'll bring you a dragon later. You can have it. Kind of bites people, though. Be careful.
And then what? We get the bartender who recognizes George, and he's like, "Oh, you scared the hell out of me."
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
you
he
look like
spills that beer.
Okay. Here's the thing I have a question about, right?
Okay.
So skipping ahead a little bit, when they knock the wall down or whatever into the well of hell, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that floating head there, and it's supposed to be the guy that killed his family.
Yeah.
Okay. Trivia is they used Brolin's brother. Like that's his real life brother. Because they were like, we want someone that looks like him enough that's, but not him, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did they use his own picture then in the newspaper?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like, there's no point. Like, you already had his brother to be, the
Yeah,
lookalike.
use it in the
Yeah.
newspaper.
So I'm like, why the fuck? Like, it didn't make sense to me. And I was like, that was the dumbest thing ever. Like, I get it.
I
'Cause then
always thought the floating head was so
because
ridiculous.
then later, yeah. Because then later when she's like, I saw your picture in the newspaper. Because when I was a little kid, I'm like, wait. Because I think when I was a little kid, I was like, wait, so did he just forget that he murdered his whole family and he got out of prison and now he's with this new lady and they moved into the same house and it's just being weird like that? Like the house has a pull on him and I'm like, because it really
house-
confused me as a
The
kid.
house is controlling as fuck.
Yeah, like it really confused me as a kid. And I'm like, but my parents were like, well, it's not him. Like, then why did they use him? They're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, what
It's
was it?
supposed to be him, but it's not him. Why are you
I'm like,
asking
well,
these questions?
Well, who's
Too
that
many
other
questions.
guy? I'm like, I don't know.
I
That's
got
the
that,
real guy.
I
I'm
got
like, well,
that
I mean, wasn't he
explanation
there?
a lot. Always.
Yeah.
Don't ask. It's a movie. Why are you asking?
You're asking too many questions. I'm like, well, shit doesn't make sense.
Yes.
You're supposed to just enjoy it. How can I enjoy it when this is not a story that I can just go on with?
Like this layout is all wrong. There's no
Yes.
rising action. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. I love when George sees a demon in Amy's room. I was like, is that the gatekeeper from
When
Ghostbusters?
George or when Kathy?
Yeah.
When George sees the demon when he's outside and he sees the demon in the
Oh,
kids' room.
when he looks up and
Yeah.
okay. I thought you were talking about the floating eyes part when Kathy sees the two and he's like, it's just a cat.
It's a cat. Let's go out to dinner, man. Let's just take their offer. I know he's just like, no, let's get away. It'll be fun. But first I have to check the fire.
Yes.
Like, George? I did say, okay, yeah, the house starts bleeding and getting all real dramatic because what does any crazy ex-boyfriend do when you want to leave?
Starts cutting
Starts
himself.
crying, starts getting real dramatic, starts,
cutting
I'm
himself. That's what I'm
sorry.
saying. Starts cutting himself. What are you like?
Well, some do. Some get
That's what
crazy.
I'm
I'm going
saying.
to kill myself. I'm like,
Like,
all right,
I'm
do
bleeding.
you?
My walls are bleeding, George. Are you happy?
You did that to yourself, all right? Don't get all dramatic.
Yeah, I wrote this down. Literally, George yells, I'm coming apart.
Yes.
That's what he screams in the room. That's right. I have this written. He yells out, I'm coming apart. And that's when Kathy's like, are you okay, babe? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Just
I wrote, why did
whatever.
Kathy take literally all day to get home after she was like, shit, my kids are in trouble?
You know how long it takes to comb through all that microfiche?
Well, she was on her way home when the
Yeah.
sun was still up, and then
Okay,
it's
but no.
torrential rainpour by
But
the
then-
time she gets home, completely black. I'm
Okay,
like,
but then she stopped off to see the monk guy,
Yeah.
the monk priest.
Who found out he was blind?
And he basically just, no, the other dude, the younger
okay.
guy.
Yeah, the younger one.
She went to see him, and that's when he was like, oh, he's on vacation. He's not going to.
it's out of my hands.
He's not going to come back for a while and everything. But but maybe they live far because this is the thing too. I always
God,
thought.
I hope.
I'm like, okay, that she's in town, and then like it's just nighttime now.
Yeah.
Like something's clearly wrong. When she pulls up to go visit the priest guy when he's working on the car or whatever, The one that tells her that Father Blaney's blind and, in the hospital or whatever. I mean, he doesn't tell her that, but there's a nun in the background playing hoops with some dude with a curly mullet.
Oh, yeah, I saw noticed that.
And I'm like, that is hilarious. That nun is hooping that dude up right now.
Hey,
like,
even nuns got to get some exercise in.
Like, this is like Sister Act right now.
Yeah.
Like, it should be a movie like that. Like, nuns going to form a basketball team. It's a Sister Act remake. They form a basketball team to save their church. Or
I don't think anyone wants to see this but you, Paul. I'm just
LeBron
saying.
James could be the nun. Yeah, we could do this. Just cross-dressing nuns.
I think this has gone
They gotta
off the
hoop it up.
rails. I love when they get out of the house.
As many movies as are on sci-fi, fuck you. Somebody could make this movie. And
Somebody could.
I will take $12 for the idea. I don't even care.
Take more than that, Paul.
Yeah,
Like, give me 100.
It's not worth more than that. Hello, Father. How are you feeling today? I just wanted him to be like blind.
Blind. I love
Who
how
said
he's
that?
just like the whole time. Like, he just doesn't even answer him. He's just like, I'm not talking to you.
He's like,
here.
I don't know, but then the fucked up thing is that the younger priest guy was like, oh, it's such a beautiful day. I'm like, I'm blind, you asshole.
Can't see it. I
Can't
can't
see
Like,
it.
see
really?
a
I
beautiful
couldn't
day.
tell because I can't fucking see.
How about we have our lunch out here? It's so nice. I can't see it. What's for lunch? I don't fucking know because I can't see.
Oh, is there a menu? Because I can't even read it or order. But thanks.
Well, I'll give you the braille menu. I don't read bumps, motherfucker. I'm blind.
Like, I just became blind, you son of a bitch. I don't learn
My
that shit
church
overnight.
abandoned a family, and apparently I'm blind now. Things are awful, but thanks for asking.
Yes.
This is what happens when the church turns your back on.
I love when they get out of the house and George goes back for Harry like a responsible dog owner.
Yeah.
You don't leave your dog
I
in the
always
house.
thought it was funny. I'm like, he just leaves the fucking van in the middle of the street like that. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I know, at least back up. Walk that far in the
I know.
rain.
Like Kathy, I'm like, you could have backed up the van, or you could have did anything.
I know, Kathy needs to pull it together. Her babies are in that car. Like, you need to, like, suck it up, bitch.
Because they were there for like 10 minutes while because he had to fall through the stairs, fall into the hell well, and then get out. And
Harry
the dog
helps
had to,
him
the
out.
dog
Yeah.
had to drag him out and all that. And it was like, I've always felt the ending of this movie is so goddamn anticlimactic.
It is. It's really short, and it's just a title card
It's
that
just like they
explains it.
never went back.
For their belongings or anything. Dun, dun, dun.
And I was like, kid, like, what are they going to do for Chonies tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to go
What?
to Kmart. They got to get a new pack
What are
of
they going to do?
Chonies.
They have nothing. What are they going to live in this van? Like, this doesn't make sense. Boo.
Hey,
What's
at
the rest of the
very
story?
least, they could go over to Jeff's house and be like, look, there's a portal to hell in my basement. I need a place to sleep for a few days.
What do you
Jeff?
tell people after
Jeff
the
is
fact
his
that
friend,
happens?
yeah.
Yeah. What do you tell people after the fact? You left your house like, we're not going back for anything.
Well, they told people that their house was haunted. That's what they really told people. It was a big story.
And do you tell the realtor
Okay,
that
let's
too?
not,
It's like, you fucker.
let's not talk about the real people yet. We haven't got there yet. All right.
We're at the end
Like,
of
what
the
do you tell-
movie.
it's like,
so-
what do you tell-
But dude, your question is not posing as the real people, like what they did. You're saying, like, what do you do in that situation? Yeah.
Like, what do you do in that situation? Like, who do you talk to? Do you
I
go
know,
to the
'cause
cops
you
and be
can't.
like,
You can't take the house back. Like,
No.
you can't back out of that deal.
you
right?
can't call
I
a
mean,
realtor and be like, look, we don't want this no more because of shit that happened.
You just let it go into foreclosure, right? I mean, you stop
guess.
paying. And
Fuck up
just-
your credit for so much for that. I'm like, no.
Credit
know.
is a stupid thing that we thought up.
Well,
so.
no, they didn't have that back then. It was the 70. It was
Yeah, it
79.
didn't start
They
until
have-
we became a thing.
They didn't have
Yeah.
credit ratings back then. It didn't happen until the mid fucking 80s when those assholes decided it needed to be a thing.
Yeah, the
so yeah, it
boomers-
wouldn't have fucked them up at all. They'd have been like, fuck it, I don't need
The
this house.
boomers made credit scores a thing.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
No, it was back in the late 70s where they could have just moved to another town and
Mm-hmm.
wrote a letter to the IRS and the Social Security and got whole new fucking identities and it wouldn't
Yeah.
matter. Clean credit because there is no credit.
Mm-hmm.
Done. What a jip.
But still, though,
get
how do you,
gypped on all this credit
seriously, though, how do
bullshit.
you explain that? You go to the cops and be like, we can't go back to our house because it's haunted. We left all our stuff there. We're done.
Why would you have to tell the cops that?
You gotta tell somebody.
No, you don't.
What are the cops going to do? The cops
Still,
aren't going
though,
to give a shit.
still
You
though,
don't really have to
why
tell
don't you
anybody.
put yourself in that situation? Who are you going to go to and tell them? Oh, because somebody's going to ask you, like, what did you do to your house?
My friends Jeff and Carol, who pickaxed this big hole
Yeah.
into the basement,
They're
and
like-
I'm going to be like, "Hey, you remember that hell portal? I'm going to stay here for just a few days until I can figure some stuff out."
Things got monumentally worse after you opened the hell portal wall.
I remember how you were like, cover it. So I don't know why you opened it
Yeah.
in the first place. And so I'm here now,
It
and I'm going to stay
was
here.
covered.
We'll get the business back on track. I'll make some money. I'm going to stop paying my mortgage, and this is just what's going to happen.
Or what happens if you go in and just, brick over the portal to hell? You know? Like, why can't you just fill it in or something?
Hmm? I
Or
was
something?
always
Just
like,
cover the top.
if it's yours, just drive just bring a wrecking ball and knock it down. The house can't
Yeah.
do anything if
'Cause what
you're
was
outside
was
of it.
Was it the basement or was it the cellar? What was it?
That was in
the cellar.
What's the fucking difference again? I don't know.
Well, basements, I think
Whatever.
the basements,
It's
I think,
below
have
ground.
concrete.
Okay, so
and
it's below-
cellars
okay, so-
have dirt.
Okay, so it's below ground. You're probably not going to use that. Fucking get a cement truck and fill that son of a bitch with cement.
No,
what
I'm
if that-
saying just
but-
plow the house
But
down.
no, like if that was a well into like the lake or whatever, you're never gonna fill it up.
Still.
That's what I'm saying. Just fucking knock the house down.
Or you put
You could sell the land at very
put,
least.
you go.
put something, you put something that'll hold cement, and you put a bunch of cement into the top of the well thing like that.
There
I
you go.
guess you could do
I don't really care. Just knock that bitch down. Sell the land.
because that well thing plays in part 2 or 3.
I don't know.
I don't remember any
one,
of the parts.
Whichever one Lori Loughlin is in, she gets it's 3. Yeah,
Aunt Becky?
She's in part 3. She falls into the well.
Formerly Aunt Becky, currently now college
Currently
scandal.
incarcerated Aunt
Yes.
Becky.
Currently in jail, Becky.
And Huskow.
What a wild time we've had with our pop culture.
I know. Think about, we could have a whole podcast that'd be like, look at all the people that were on TV when we were little kids and how they fucked up their lives later.
Yes.
Well, and this just goes to show you, anybody, even smart rich people, well, not necessarily smart
Looking
rich
at
people.
you, Cosby, who just got dead.
Even rich people are stupid.
Yes.
Even rich people are gross, stupid people who do dumb shit. So if you're out there doing dumb shit, you're in the company. at
So if
least.
there's a horror PSA, I guess we're like, you're going to get caught. No matter who you are.
Yeah.
No matter
Don't
what you're
shit.
doing. You're going to
Like,
get
don't
caught.
do
Don't be
shit.
mean. Don't be gross. Just be nice.
All right, Paul. So now we're circling back to the thing that you wanted
All
to
right,
bring to.
let's talk about...
Let's do it.
I don't remember the name of it, but there was a documentary on Netflix a few years ago, and it was from one of the boys of the family, and he shed a lot of information about it and how the dad actually was into satanic shit, and he thinks he's like I do think there's stuff happened to us. He's like, because I saw stuff and this and that. He's like, but it was so much more exaggerated than anything. He's like, and if anything, it was because, George was doing satanic shit that caused stuff to kind of happen to us. And he's like, the dad loved to be, I'm the Amityville house guy. He's like, he introduced himself as that. He's like, so he definitely got, addicted to the fame of it and all that shit. So he's like, but basically he's like, he was a horrible guy that beat us and, he was a piece of shit.
Your standard 90s or 70s dad. Yeah. Like
my,
you said.
my Amityville Horror. Yeah. It's a pretty good documentary. A lot of
It's
insight.
interesting.
A lot of insight. The guy doesn't answer, all the questions that you would want to ask him because there's a lot of shit for him that I think you can really tell in the documentary that he was like, not ready to deal with or ready to, he's not over it yet. I mean, there's a lot of shit that happened to the guy. So,
Producer Kim tells us that this documentary is available on Prime.
so yeah,
I might have to
check
watch
it out. Yeah,
Might have to watch it after this.
It's a real fun, quote unquote fun.
Yeah.
It's a real fun time, as a companion piece to this story.
So do you believe it?
I don't, I'm probably gonna have to lean towards no. I don't believe it. Just having seen that documentary and having the guy tell you more about who George really was or whatever, the kind of guy that George was. I don't know. Like, I'm sure something happened. As dramatic as it is, definitely no. Not to that extent. I mean, it never is and it never would
Well,
be.
yeah. Well, and having seen that documentary, like we all know those adults who over exaggerate, who have the big.
Yeah.
We've all met a fisherman who's caught the biggest fish in the whole fucking world.
Yes.
Like, those are those adults out there.
It's not even. It's okay. It's not even that when like you're exaggerating or bragging. I feel like for someone like how he describes who the real George Lutz is.
Yeah.
It's one of those people that's like, it's one of those people where you find like on those compilation things on the internet where it's like, look how these dumb people got caught, like just total bullshitting.
Yeah.
Like on the internet, it's like, oh, I'm stuck in traffic, and then your glasses show that there's no one in front of you.
Yeah.
The reflection, like those ones. It's always like the reflection ones, and I was like, how could you be that dumb?
And that's
it's
the
those
thing.
types of people. I think that the real George Lutz and like he made up those.
And see, that's the
embellishment.
thing with every Ed and Lorraine story, anything that they've been into. And when I was a kid, I thought the stories were so interesting, right? I mean, they're creepy as hell. They're
still great stories.
They are
and,
great stories. They've got good lore. They're creepy and they're scary, but I've never really believed them because I always there was something about those two and probably the George Les guy that made me think of like the revival priests that are out there selling it. You know, yeah, they're out there like
They're running a con.
We're out here conning for the Lord. You know, like
let me play Jesus advocate here for a second.
Jesus advocate? Does that dude need one?
Well, in terms of saving people for the Lord, the whole thing that you kind of mentioned, right?
Okay.
If I was a con man, and say I'm Ed and Lorraine, I'm a con man, and I'm doing. I'm the guy from Frighteners, right? I'm Frank.
Mm-hmm.
There you
right?
go.
I'm Frank from Frighteners, and I don't have ghosts.
Yeah.
I don't have ghosts, but I'm just like my job's already halfway done. That you already believe that there's something there, and you believing that is already enough. It's like we've said in the other podcasts, the whole exorcism thing. It's like even if there's not. And you believe that the exorcism is going to save you, it's going to work because it's your own perception and that's going to be your reality.
I always feel so terrible. And it's only come out now that I'm a mom and I watch like The Conjurings and like stuff like that. And you see like, like when adults go big, kids are going to match that energy. So I always feel so bad for these children who just basically got conned by their parents into being crazy. And they're like, there was ghosts. And like, you know what I mean? How much trauma did you you talked yourself into being scared and your parents talked you into it as well. Like,
especially if you were like a really young child when it happened.
Yeah.
I don't mean the kids in the movie. I mean, I don't know in correlation to how old they
actually
really were.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were pretty young at that age. So I mean, it's very easily to be, especially if you're in a big house that you don't know.
You just moved into,
it's like already there's
with a creepy ass basement.
Yeah. And you know that people died there.
Yeah, and murder house.
Because as soon as you get to school the first day,
everybody's like, you guys are the people who lived in the murder house.
That's Greg in the murder house. He lives over there. Don't spend the night at Greg's house.
Not staying at Greg's.
So which room did you get?
The murdered one.
The one where somebody got murdered in, or the one that somebody got murdered in?
Yes, because they all have someone that got
Yes.
murdered in. You guys seen the portal to hell? You wanna come over to my house?
Come over and see the portal to hell. Black blood of the earth.
I was like, I'll show you your asses.
That's just oil.
Taste it then. What?
Well, that was Amityville Horror from 1979. It's been with this movie, like I said, it's been on TV since forever since I was born. Like it's just been
19 something.
Since
since 19.
80s.
Like it's been on every scary season of my life since I was born. It's just on in the background. I hear the la 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 every spooky season.
That's the creepiest thing about the movie.
The la la la. That and the windows. I always love the windows because they do look like eyes.
Yeah,
I've always loved
do.
how they look like eyes, and they do that like red hue thing that they do.
kinda.
Yeah.
To me, it looked like a skull because even when I brought that when we first started watching it, I looked at Cam and I was like, that kind of looks like a face skull type thing.
There's a scene, and I pointed out because we went back and I paused it, and it's kind of funny. But I think it's after Kathy has that dream. She has a nightmare that George was killing everyone. And she walked in that he was about to murder somebody.
Yeah.
She wakes up or whatever, and I think she screams or whatever. And or was it? I don't remember. It's around that part. But there's an outside shot at a weird kind of side angle that's looking at the house with the
lights on.
windows and all that. And it's nighttime. And there's a reflection, or it's not a reflection. There's a shadow of one of the branches, and it makes it look like there's a pentagram in one of the windows.
Ooh.
And I'm like, it's just clearly the shadow and the way the windows are. But I'm like, it looks cool. It's just kind of funny to see.
All right. Well, that was Amityville Horror from 1979, starring lots of people: Lois Lane and
Thanos' dad.
Papa Thanos.
Papa Thanos. There we go.
Thanos.
We are coming back next week with Stepfather in our next chapter of Psycho Dads.
You probably should have mentioned that we're doing
Probably
Psycho
should.
Dad at the beginning.
Psycho Dad month for June. So we've got Amityville Horror, Stepfather. We're doing Freddy's Dead.
And Frailty.
And Frailty.
Cannot wait to do Frailty.
Yes. So we got lots of fun stuff coming up for you guys this month. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you can email us at podcast@scarynerd.com. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can support us on Patreon. We're going to patreon.com/scarynerd. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.